So this video is to strongly advise men, very strongly, that men should not get married. It is an incredibly strong advice. And I'm using my life experience as an example of why it is so dangerous for men to get married. It is an incredibly bad idea for men to get married. And as I say, I will use my life experience as an example. Now, things will be difficult in my communication because I've had a brain injury. And the brain injury was due to a suicide attempt that I made. I don't know details because the suicide attempt has damaged my brain and I've lost memory as a result. So I've had to work things out in my life by thinking and trying to understand how I got into this position. So things will be difficult to communicate, maybe. I will try and be clear so that I can be understood. But as I say, I strongly advise men to not get married in the UK. It's an extremely bad idea for men to get married. And I'm using my life experience as an example of why it is so terrible for men to be married, at least in the UK. I will try and be clear as I say, but I've had a brain injury due to a suicide attempt, and it has affected my memory, and so it will be difficult to communicate clearly, but I will try as best as I can. So my understanding so far, I've been trying to work out how I got into this position. My understanding so far is that I committed suicide or tried to commit suicide by jumping from a building somewhere. I think it was 3 years ago, or more than 3 years ago. And I have been thinking and trying to work out why I would have tried to commit suicide. And I've come to a conclusion now. It seems that the reason I tried to commit suicide was that I had lost everything in life and I didn't know what to do to survive. So my ex-wife has not been in touch with me in 3.5 years or so since I recovered from my suicide attempt. So what seems to have happened is that I got divorced and I had lost everything in life. I had lost contact with my 2 children. I had lost my house. I had lost my other property. I had lost all of my money. And so I had lost everything in life due to the divorce. So I'm thinking that this was the reason that I tried suicide. I really can't think of any reason, any other reasons to have tried suicide. But it does seem as if I lost everything in life and I didn't know what to do, and that seems to have been the reasons why I tried suicide. So as I say, this is to advise men to not get married. do not get married. It is an absolutely awful situation for a man to be married. In my life, I have lost access to my children. I've lost any contact with my children. I've lost my house. I've lost my other property. I've lost all of my money. I think that those were the reasons why I tried suicide. That is what I think and what seems to have been what happened in my life. So I'm currently in supported living, just surviving in life. I have no more money, no assets. I'm just being in supported living, existing. I'm like a cabbage. I don't have a life anymore, and I don't know what to do. So I'm thinking about what has happened in my life, and this is why I want to advise men very strongly to not get married. It is a terrible situation for a man to be married. In my life, it has cost me my property, it's cost me my home, it has cost me all of my money, it has cost me my relationship with my children. I don't have any of these things. Marriage has destroyed my life completely. And that is the reason, it seems, why I tried suicide. I've lost memory due to my injuries, and so I'm having to work out what has happened in my life. So I say again to men, to all men, to not get married. Marriage has cost me everything in life. My children, my property, my home, my money. And it almost cost me my life. I was very lucky to survive my suicide attempt. Now I'm in a situation where I'm in supported living, being kept alive. I'm housed and fed. And that is my life, just survival. I don't know what to do. And I'm just communicating now to all men to not get married. I have been married, I know how it seems like a great idea and it seems wonderful. But it is a terrible situation for a man to be married. In my own life, it has cost me everything. I can no longer see my children. I no longer have a home. It has cost me all of my money. I am destitute in the world because I was married. So I advise men very strongly to not get married. It is not wise for a man to get married. Men should understand this and believe this. And as I say, I'm using my life experience as an example.